Hey, if you're a Christian who's looking to get out of debt, become financially free, save millions, and build your bank for God's kingdom, then this is for you. Even if you're living check to check, I promise you can turn this financial Titanic around. And I know this because I've done it, my countless clients have done it, and I've made it my life's mission to teach other Christians to do the same. Now, contrary to popular belief, you do not have to live off the dollar menu, never take a vacation, work 3 jobs, get a consolidation loan, do debt management, file bankruptcy, go back to school for years, sell everything you own, including your house, you name it. And I say this because after years of working with thousands of Christians who were doing these things before coming to me and still not getting any lasting financial breakthroughs, I knew there had to be a better way. Now, your finances could be a total absolute train wreck right now, and I want you to know it's okay. Mine were for most of my life, so there's hope for you. Now, growing up, there was lots of love, but hardly any money. I started off life in a mobile home. Our cars were usually embarrassing, where you didn't want other kids from school to see you in your car. We couldn't afford to eat out most of the time unless it was fast food, and I could only count on one finger the number of vacations we went on. I only left my state once in 15 years, and my rich uncle, seriously, my rich uncle is the only one I had, is the one who paid for it. Thank you, Uncle Brian. Now, later in life, when I was 17, my dad went through a major mental health crisis. He lost his job, and eventually he even took his own life and really left us with absolutely nothing. I even keep a picture of him next to me every day to remind me of why I do what I do, because I know how serious financial stress is. And it was a huge part of his depression, his anxiety. And when my dad died, we were instantly launched into full-on poverty, almost no income as a family. Honestly, if it wasn't for our church, we would have not even had enough money for rent or maybe even food. So it's pretty bad. Now, fast forward a few years from there, when I met my wife, Kirsten, in 2011, I was a part-time janitor making a whopping $12 an hour. And I was a part-time kids club teacher at a local gospel mission, making only $9 an hour while I was working on my biblical and theological studies degree. I didn't have enough money for a ring, embarrassingly enough, and if my uncle hadn't gifted me $600, well, it probably would have been one of those like lovely, stunning, over-the-top plastic world's finest rings that you'd ever see. It wouldn't have been a diamond, definitely not. Months later, though, the only way we could even afford a wedding, let alone a honeymoon in the Rocky Mountains, is because our families footed the bill, and if not for that, it probably would have been a 24-hour stay in the Holiday Inn Express. So as you're seeing, not exactly crushing it financially. Now, as if things weren't already tight enough, we started off our marriage in tens of thousands of dollars in debt. And yes, it was absolutely crippling. Oh yeah, and we sold the same jobs. Kirsten was working as a nanny, but still broke and not exactly rolling in the dough. Now, a few months later, we got pregnant with my oldest, Eliana, and needless to say, for me, personally, the pressure was completely on because Kirsten wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. And if you fast forward a few years from there, you add another daughter, Kyrielle, now 4 mouths to feed. Even though I was gradually earning a little bit more, I was still only earning about $18 an hour at the time as a sole provider, and the debt was barely moving, guys. It was barely moving. What's also crazy, though, is we had just taken on another $6,000 in debt for the most expensive Tempur-Pedic mattress and motorized adjustable bed frame with multiple massage programs and zero gravity capabilities and wireless remote for the ultimate holistic sleep experience that we absolutely could not live without and had to have. Hopefully you can hear the sarcasm in my voice. We had no reliable emergency savings, and don't even ask about retirement savings because that didn't even exist. Well, I take that back. Some of it did exist until I cashed it out to spend it on who knows what, I don't even remember. And honestly, if it wasn't for food stamps and free healthcare, our stress levels would have been through the roof. There's no way we could have made it financially. So you're probably wondering, well, what the heck changed? How did the Apostle Paul of not so great financial decisions get knocked off his horse and end up speaking with you now as a financial evangelist? It's really simple. Honestly, I got just completely tired of being sick and tired. My wife and I went to a prayer cabin. We spent the weekend praying together. We just talked about our dreams, and we realized like we were going nowhere fast. What we're doing was not working. We wanted to buy a home. We couldn't afford it. Wanted to adopt a child. Couldn't afford it. I wanted to be able to work from home, be with my family all day long in a career that I loved. Couldn't afford it. So we went on a journey to discover how we could turn the financial Titanic around, like I mentioned earlier. Now, thankfully, God led us to some really great resources, mentors, but ultimately it was our relentless commitment to get financially free that made really the biggest difference. And In a matter of months, we paid off the rest of our debts. We were able to save up a decent emergency fund and take our first debt-free vacation to the Noah's Ark encounter in Kentucky. It was awesome. I highly recommend it. I had no idea a vacation would feel totally different when I paid for it in cash. Now, a year or two later, I thought about how fun and fulfilling it would be to help other Christians discover the same financial freedom and peace. So I got certified as a financial coach, started working with clients, and years later, and thousands of lives changed, here we are. And oh yes, in case you're wondering, we did get the house, we adopted a child, my son, Isaiah, he's a beautiful boy. And of course, now I work from home doing what I love, running a multi-million-dollar company, changing lives all over the world. So why am I sharing all of this with you? It's because I want you to know if God can change me, he can change anybody. I want to give you the gift of hope. And I'm saying that because I came from a very long line of generational scarcity, small thinking, and seriously, he could not have picked a more financially broke and broken person to eventually be the one speaking with you right now. While it definitely takes hard work and sacrifice, I really want you to get that getting out of debt and building wealth, it's not as complicated as so many people think and make it out to be. All you have to do is find an expert that knows the way with a proven track record, do what they say, work diligently, and reap the rewards. And it's really that simple as long as God blesses it. One of my favorite verses is Proverbs 13:20. It says, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise. And to be perfectly honest, that's why I've spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the years hiring some of the wisest, the best wealth, performance psychology, business coaches on the planet, some of which have coached top billionaires around the world. Now, if you're still watching this, I don't believe it's an accident. I believe it's because God has something greater for you in store. I believe it's because he wants you to become one of the debt-free millionaires we're committed to raising up for the kingdom of God by 2030. And that's why we created Kingdom Cashflow Academy. We wanted to create something that would help you see an immediate, significant improvement in your bank account within a matter of days, not months or years. And we wanted to help you not only with that, but like overcoming chronic anxiety, frustration, overwhelm, shame, depression, fear around money in less than a few weeks of just doing the material. We wanted to help you shave months, if not years, off your debt elimination, your savings goals, while helping you not have to sacrifice your family, your health, your quality of life in the process, like so many people make you think you have to do. Now, side note with that, if you're looking for someone to yell at you to go deliver pizzas and drive Uber and donate plasma and clip coupons and only eat cheap and crappy food for years on end, look elsewhere. That's not what we're about. No one builds. I've never met anyone who has built serious wealth this way. It is totally unsustainable. It's unnecessary and it's miserable, right? So we're not going to teach that. But what I was saying is, not only did we want to give you everything I just mentioned, we really wanted to give you the most elite financial tools on the market with clear, easy to apply training so that anyone could use them, even if you're not very good with technology or numbers, which a lot of our people don't consider them to be. Now, we also wanted to give you things like an easy to use, like AI budget software that would help you save a ton of time and money and feel totally confident where your money is going in just a matter of a few weeks, save potentially hundreds, even thousands of dollars. We see that a lot. We wanted to help you have ways to be able to know which debt to pay in what order, and even ways you could possibly cut your debt load in half in a matter of months. And we've seen people do that too. If you're married, we also wanted to give you ways to get on the same page with your spouse so there's no more money fights or avoidance around the topic. We also want to show you how you could invest more effectively, catch up on retirement savings, even find ways to earn more passive income without having to create your own product or service. And for those of you who are career professionals, business owners, we want to teach you how to immediately start scaling your income to get to the next level. And not only that, we really wanted to provide you with some of the most advanced psychological and biblically based training on the market to help you identify what are some of the root causes of your financial struggle and how to help you never end up here again. And I say that because Christians, for instance, struggle with some of the worst money beliefs I've ever seen ever. And we have to tackle that if we're going to get financial freedom that really lasts. So if you are ready to master the fundamentals around budgeting and saving and earning and investing and how to do it all with less stress and anxiety than you ever had, while linking arms with like-minded believers and experts to help you achieve your goals, then KCA, Kingdom Cashflow Academy, is your new home. So click the link around this video if you're ready to get started. It's my greatest joy and privilege to share this with you, and I truly hope that I get to not only meet you on the inside, but truly help you achieve your dreams for God's glory. I'll talk to you soon and see you on the inside.